Jeff?
Well, 64 years old, investigators are still looking into his background. Of course, the big question right now, and we all want answers to this, is the motive for this shooting. He's from Mesquite, Nevada. At least that's where he was living. His brother says that he would go back and forth to Las Vegas gambling. Investigators at this point, Jeff, believe that he acted alone. They say there are no apparent connections right now to any sort of international terror group, but that's something that is still being investigated. And you see the chaos and the panic there in this video from the scene last night as this gunman opened fire down on this crowd of more than 22,000 people from the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino right there in the background of that video. And you see what happened here. And this is all video evidence that investigators will be using as they try to piece this together. The sheriff's officials there have been urging people to turn over their cell phone video, any type of still photos, so they can hand this over to the FBI as the FBI, with its resources, puts together this massive database of information and facts that can then paint a better, a more fuller picture of what happened last night. Jeff?
And law enforcement asking for those cell phone clips if people have them, which almost all feature that just barrage of gunfire that seems more reminiscent of a war zone than what is typically a peaceful American city. Jeff, there was discussion at one of the earlier news conferences of this northern Nevada property as well. Do we know how that factors in?
Well, that's another piece of property that the suspect had, according to investigators, that the FBI is now looking into. Now, what they're going to find there, we just don't know yet. They've looked at other properties, his Mesquite, Nevada home. They got a search warrant for that, looked at that property. So they are looking into his background as much as they possibly can. This is a man who, according to family members and people that we've talked to, was not employed at the moment, but he had, lived in different parts of the country over the years, Texas, California, Florida. And so there are a lot of people right now looking into his background as they try to figure out, well, what motivated this man to carry out this scale, this massive attack on that crowd of people last night. And so they continue to dig into his background and continue to talk to people who knew him. Remember, he checked into this resort on the 28th of September and was gambling, and at the same time, during the period that he was in the resort, accumulating all these weapons. According to investigators, at least 10 rifles found in that room. How he got those rifles there, well, that's still something that's being investigated. We know, according to investigators, that there were hotel employees who were going in and out of the room at different points. Maybe it was the house cleaning crew, but they did not notice anything unusual, according to investigators. So these are all questions that they're trying to figure out. How does someone get that type of arsenal into a hotel room? That's something that investigators are looking into. Jeff?
All right, Jeff, thank you very much. John.